killed her. Like, how the fuck? Stupid. You wasted that character. You had fucking...
Yo, did Finn ever touch a lightsaber in 9?
No, but he'd been trained on the baton, and he was like the top of his class in like armed combat, so he knew how to wield.
Like touch one.
He knew how to like wield like batons and stuff. He was top in his class.
But I mean,
but you would never know that watching the movie. You'd be like, how the fuck does Finn know how to use a lightsaber? But
dude, JJ's got some answering to do. I wonder if he's gonna go silent.
No, it's there, but they hid it all in books, and then they threw all the books away in The Last Jedi. Because they just threw away everybody's sacrifice. Everybody's story just got thrown away because it doesn't matter. Kill it if you have to. Subvert them expectations.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
We are.
I am not. I'm trying to share if it's running. Why? Is the internet not working really well right now?
It's running. It might take it a second. It says it's live though.
I had to jump off the internet. Okay, it's live. Share.
Yeah, and that's the other juxtaposition of it. Like I said, like you got the movies, and pretty much everything else around it besides the comics. Most of the comics are, most of the comics are kind of lame too. The artwork sucks and the story's weird. But most of the other stuff, the Darth Vader comic, fucking excellent.
Yeah, isn't that Charles Soule?
Huh?
I thought isn't that Charles Soule?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Charles
Soule's a fucking badass.
Fucking excellent. So good. So good. And what else? The books, Force Collector, the Thrawn books. What else have we read? A bunch of the new shit. Pretty good. All pretty solid.
Let's go.
We're talking Star Wars.
Sorry,
on here.
I had to share the post. I wasn't stalling because of Star Wars. I was stalling because of
that was the other little newsy bit. I'm so glad we were talking about that.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold up! Oh shit! Oh shit! I just got an email. Hi, Albert. One of your events is eligible to join the Granblue Fantasy versus Daredevil event.
Oh! No way!
Yeah, we hit 15 people. That's why I was asking. I was like, if we can hit 15 people, I'll increase the pot by this date.
They only need 15?
They only need at least 15 to start.
Oh my god.
And then the more people that enroll, the more points the Daredevil event is worth.
Oh my god. You don't understand. This is a big deal. This is like an official company-backed event.
Make sure we post that on social.
You guys
I'll
are
post
hearing,
it tomorrow because right now it's a little late.
Those of you tuned in right now are hearing some stuff. Hi.
Oh, okay.
Here's some stuff.
Bonus round. We're going to talk about that. All right, we're ready.
In 5, 4, 3. Oh shit, the timer's on.
Maniacs, we are late, but we are fashionably late.
Like your girl's period, we're late.
You, Jesus. This is Salttier,
Hey.
episode 61. We are Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast where your argument is...
The fuck? Is
There you go. There you go. You were right the first time.
We are brought to you by the lovely and delicious Voodoo Ranger, a beautiful line of IPAs brought to you through New Belgium, which is a employee-owned B Corp certified company, and where you could live dangerously.
Yes.
Hashtag live dangerously.
Live all the dangerously.
And what do you got over there?
I got the New Belgium IPA, of course. I always drink this shit.
Oh, and over here on my left,
My absolute favorite, the Atomic Pumpkin.
hey,
Boom.
I don't like beer that much, but the Atomic Pumpkin is fucking good.
We saved those from Halloween. We still got them.
thank you, Lauren.
Looking
Yeah.
out for us. Thank you, Lord.
Maniacs, we are coming to you from Studio 212 here in South Lake Union, Seattle. Like I said, part of the Soundcasting Network. We have 3 brown people in this podcast. This is kind of fun. But
It happens.
on the main console, at the battle station, at the Master Command, we have the...
Cortana.
Yeah, at Cortana.
He's our Cortana.
He's our Barbara Gordon.
He's Oracle over there.
Oracle over there.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Rip. It is the Prince of Parmesan.
The region of Rigatoni.
Oh, that's mine. He's the Sultan of Spaghetti.
We got Keith the Buddy. super producer and the biggest fan of Star Wars Episode 9.
He's the envoy. He is the envoy of eye rolls.
Wow, that's also very true. But since we started late, let's get up into the topics. And the first topic is intros. I am at Loudnbrown.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am 100% Loudnbrown. That's Instagram and Twitter. I've been watching a lot of Donut Media, and the way they host on that, I'm like, wait, maybe I should just be louder and more myself.
Donut Media. You got to show me this.
Oh, it's mostly all about cars.
Okay, you got to show me this offline.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Thank you, Donut Media, for making me yell more. More power, baby. More power. And you can find me on PS4 for some Street Fighter and Overwatch. I will be Gross Def with a PH. All I did this week was mostly play Overwatch with my homie, Zach. I watched a lot of Overwatch. A lot of fun. It's crazy seeing all these mini studios in all these different cities. I wish Street Fighter had that kind of pull. You know, there's the big majors for the fighting game tournaments, but there's not like hometown like teams. It's not a team game, so it's different. It's completely different, but it's really cool seeing these people that have been playing this game for like less than 5 years. It's a brand new game, but like having a hometown and having people cheer for them, and like they walk in the aisles and someone's wearing their jersey. I'm like, holy shit, this is becoming like a thing. I wish that happened with Seattle Street Fighter players, but you know, it's a dead game.
Godspeed to those in the Overwatch community over in China, where a lot of the stuff's been canceled and postponed.
They moved them all to Seoul.
Yeah,
they
due to
changed the
current-
dates. It's gonna be cool, and
It's popping off over there,
is
too,
it due
though.
to coronavirus? Is
yes,
that why?
yes.
I
it's
see.
100%
Yeah.
that. But it'll be all good, and if anything, you know, some of the announcers and everything said like this might be for the better because traveling in China hasn't always been easy.
Buy Plague Inc. if you want to know how these things spread.
So we got Angelina in the house watching.
Angelina,
What up, girl?
What up? What up?
Hey!
We also got our previous guest, Mr. Gavin Sakay McLean, in the
Oh
house
my
as
God,
well too.
we got people
What up,
in
what
the
up?
chat.
How's it going, guys?
What is-
It's good to hear from you. We hope to have both of you back on soon. We
Very
miss
soon.
you dearly.
For sure.
Especially Angelina. I haven't seen you in God knows how long.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So to put a bow end to my intro,
It's been a coon's age.
It's been a coon's
It's
age.
been a cool day. To tie a bow to the thing, it's probably a better. The announcers and the commentators were saying, hey, it's probably a better move to just have them in Seoul. Like traveling to Seoul is a lot easier in general. Like traveling to Guangzhou, China is like a trek. And they're like, hey, the biggest hub for Overwatch is in Seoul anyway. You're next to Korea. This is like the best case scenario for what's going on. And you could probably get some more fans by playing at this massive. Like, apparently, the stadium in Seoul is just dwarfing all the stuff that's happening in the U.S. So it'll be cool.
Well, first and foremost, you know, it's all about the health and safety of all the people there. So
Also, that
just get it together. It's just a game. Just make sure all that shit gets taken
make sure
care
it's
of.
all safe. I just came from. Oh yeah, Maniacs! I just came from Philippines and Japan.
Oh, yeah.
which is why I've been gone. And yeah, hella face masks and people being really cautious about coronavirus. You know, they're not being overly cautious. They're being safe because SARS happened, you know, not that long ago. That said, professionals at the CDC and other, like, you know, doctors have said, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and just be, you know, cough into your shoulder. They're saying
Use
the
your cough
flu-
pocket.
Yeah, there's the general consensus is the winter's version of the flu is technically more lethal than the coronavirus. Like there's just like the flu is just nasty.
Yeah, just the other
And-
one's was way more contagious.
Yeah,
though.
the other one, the coronavirus is just something different. It's like this weird strain that needs to go away.
It's the T virus from fucking Resident Evil.
Yeah,
I swear to
let's
God,
not.
dude, there's zombies, man.
Anyway, that is my thing, and I will kick it to the left. Oh shoot!
Hey, what's up? It's GOON here, back in the house. Like I told you guys I would. I wasn't feeling really well today, but I decided to stick it out, and because I miss y'all,
'Cause you're a
and want to
trooper.
keep talking. And
Thank
I'm a
you for doing
trooper,
that.
And you are a
of
trooper.
course.
Are you a Voodoo Ranger trooper?
No.
Yeah, are you a Voodoo Ranger?
I'm an atomic pumpkin.
Or are you an
I'm an
Avenger?
atomic pumpkin voodoo ranger.
For all the
Excuse
metalheads
you.
out there, he looks like Eddie a little bit. which is the trooper.
I'm thinking. Oh, you're talking about this here on the box?
I'm talking about the Voodoo Ranger looks like Eddie.
It looks like Spinal from Killer Instinct.
Okay.
But catch me at GOON PNW on all my social media tags. I'm very active on Twitter. I also run Bonus Rounds official Twitter. Speaking of which, we just got our event in the actual circuit for the Daredevil event for ArcSys.
Oh my god.
Sick.
Literally confirmed as of 5 minutes ago.
Such freaking crazy.
For those of you that turned in earlier, yeah, you probably saw that.
You probably saw that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm really excited. I'm really God, I can't tell you how excited I am that our event's popping off, and I'm really happy and proud of the team here. So anyway, be sure to hang out and catch us at Bonus Rounds event this weekend, actually, for Granblue Fantasy Versus. So be sure to check it out. We have a stream going too if you can't make it, but if you do make it, let me know if you do. I'll buy you a drink. Promise.
Nice.
Scout's honor.
And then if you talk about drinking at all to Loudnbrown,
Brown's got you.
Loudnbrown's gonna double down on the drink.
He got you.
Ooh, did you say Scout's honor? Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. Why don't you over there tell me about your day? Who the fuck are you?
I am the Savorings. ... What's up? Hit us up on. Find me on Steam because I'm mostly on there just fucking around. We do have a Salttier podcast Steam profile now. We don't have too many of our own games. We're doing like a library share thing, so there are some games we can play with you guys. But there is a Salttier Steam page. Now that I think about it, I don't think it's joined the Salttier Steam group. What a segue. Feel free to join us on there. We can get some multiplayer games going on.
We're also still giving games away. Is that right?
Man, we got games on games to give away. And actually, I have a friend at work that has more games than he knows what to do with, and a lot of them are duplicates. So I'm trying to like rustle some of those away from him.
You're trying to rustle?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to rustle some of those away from him.
Hey,
I am so sorry for that.
We doing playing all that stuff, or are we gonna go around?
I already said what I've been playing and
Okay.
doing. Yeah.
What I've been doing is just a lot of like fiddle faddle. I've been playing games and half-ass watching
All right, Luke
movies.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Fiddle
Fiddle faddle.
Luke Cage.
Yep. So I've been half-ass watching some movies and half-ass playing some games. Really, since the last time you saw me, I'll dip my toe in a game and then come back out. Yeah, I've been playing Wilson, whatever it is. It just got released on Steam. It's pretty much like a nice like Diablo clone-esque type game. Kind of shallow but fun. Kind of interesting to play if you're into like those Diablo dungeon crawler, beat things up, take the gold, level up, get the gear type games. Kind of in the Path of Exile or Diablo or Torchlight if you're into any of those games. Gauntlet, anything like that. As far as watching, like I said, I've been half-ass watching movies. Like I'm about halfway through Sonic, which is probably going to get spoiled for me sometime in this podcast. What I saw of it, pretty good. We'll talk about.
Batman dies at the end.
Yeah, poor Batman.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, and there's been some Batman movie set releases and stuff that's come out. White Eyes confirmed. He's going to have the white eyes.
I don't want to hear anything.
What was I watching? Toy Story 4 was excellent. If you haven't seen that movie, it's fucking hilarious. Like they
Toy
did
Story 4?
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Also,
with
why
that movie.
they got to make me almost cry on a plane?
Yeah.
God damn it! Oh god, I'm not no spoilers, but there's a scene where I was just like, "What are you doing to me, Pixar? You
Yeah.
gotta make me cry on
Yeah.
a plane."
Yeah, Toy Story
Jesus.
3 punched me in the gut too. Like, god damn it, Pixar. And there was something else I was watching, but I can't really remember. Birds of Prey, I guess. Yeah. So I've been playing a little bit of stuff here and there. I haven't really touched Stellaris. Interesting side note. This kind of like made my day, and I had to laugh about it, and I showed some friends. But basically, Paradox Interactive, the company that makes Stellaris, they released a video today where they're talking about the performance update that's coming out for that game because mid-game to late game, that the performance in that game just tanks. And they were and this is an example of a company listening to their fans. Since we're gonna talk about Sonic later on, this is an excellent example of a company listening to their fans and doing what's
Like
best.
Star Wars.
Doing what's best in the fans' interest. Doing what's best in the fans' interest. Basically, there was already supposed to be a brand new DLC for this game that came out in November, but everybody was like, "Hey, the performance sucks in the end game. It becomes unplayable." A couple of big YouTubers did videos about it. Everybody added Paradox Interactive on these videos, and Paradox, to their credit, about a week later came out and said, "You know what? You guys are right. This game runs like garbage at toward the end game. We're going to postpone the DLC, something that we would have made millions of dollars on. We're going to hire more people and put them on a team to fix the performance. And this was back in late November, early December. So today they released a patch and they showed the difference, what they've been working on so far with the performance. And it's not night and day, but it's vastly improved. So that was really cool to see. It got me really excited. And it's really cool to see when a gaming company in particular or any kind of corporation like that stops what they're doing, pauses millions of dollars in sales, and they want to appease their fans and they want to fix the game before they do anything else. How often do you ever see that in video games? Like never.
Call of Duty every single time.
Well, the thing with Call of Duty is those games are really actually technically well made and they run really well. So, yeah. I can't knock the Call of Duty games for being
I can because I remember the difference between Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Everybody was like,
But as far as like how the game's made and technically how it runs and how it performs and the balance,
that's true. They do come
good.
out clean.
Yeah,
but they definitely nickel and dime you.
Oh yeah. That's a different story. That's the whole microtransaction thing. But that's what I've been doing. I've also been playing Stone Shard. I think I talked about that on the last podcast. It's basically like a really cool roguelite game. It's kind of like Diablo mixed with Stardew Valley mixed with a roguelite game. Pretty fun. But other than that, that's all I've really been up to. I'm sure there's more, but I probably forgot at this point. So, topics, what we got?
Oh, NEWSy bits.
We got a pretty chunky NEWSy bits today. Most of this is stuff I came up with, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and feels in the chat as well as bouncing it off of my co-host here. The first one, real quick, sad note on a sad day. Side note, NBA 2K. There you go. I plugged it in. Today was the public memorial service for one Kobe Bean Bryant, and I couldn't watch any of it because that shit fucks me up. I'm done crying about that. Like I can't even. But also another person that we lost that we all hold near and dear, whether you know this person was or not, was the inventor of copy and paste.
Bro, that's big sad.
The inventor of copy and paste recently passed away. Larry Tesler, computer pioneer behind copy and paste. He died at the age of 74. So shout out to all of your book reports and shortcuts at work.
Command C, Command V.
Mm-hmm, or
Control C, Control V.
Copying your porn links and whatever the fuck else you're copying out there, your little bootleg websites or whatever you're doing.
Never copy porn links. You don't want to send those on accident.
Yeah.
Too late.
So yeah, just
Rip.
I feel we should have like a moment of silence for the creator of copy and paste.
3, 2, 1.
There you go.
I wouldn't know what I would do without copy and paste these days.
Think about how much different the world would be without copy and paste.
So you have to type everything out, and man, I want to do that again. Like repeatedly type everything out.
How would kids do their book reports? how would you do half your job without copy and paste?
Copy and paste is literally half my job.
It is. Yeah, I work in software for 12 years. Copy and paste is literally about 20%.
Like you don't think about it.
Copy and paste is
you actually use copy and paste quite often.
Literally, copy and paste is it's about 20% of my life now that I think about it. So yeah, shout out to that guy. What we got next? We got today. Big Navi was leaked, and I know sounds crazy.
What is it? Tell everyone what a Big Navi is. Though.
Big Navi. Okay, so basically, what you have in your PlayStation 4, what you got in your Xbox One, what some of you may have in your PCs, what some of you may have in your PC at work. There's two major GPUs manufacturers we've talked about here on the show, and you have NVIDIA and you have AMD, formerly ATI. They are the ones that provide the graphics chips for what's in your PlayStation 4, your Pro, your One X, your One S, your VCR launch Xbox One. And before that, I think they also did the chips in the 360. But basically, the version that we have now, the one that you can buy for your desktop computer, the AMD 5600, the 5600 XT, the 5700, and the 5700 XT. These are budget to mid-range graphics cards. These are based on what is their first iteration of their new graphics technology. Big Navi is going to be the 2.0 version, like the big version, the one that's meant for all your hardcore gaming, the one that's meant for all your flagship stuff.
Video.
Yes, video editing, the thing that's probably going to be in your next Mac that you buy.
Big Navi?
Yes. The line itself is called Navi. The chipset that they're currently using now in their integrated their APUs and other things like that, that's just like the regular. It's kind of like a hybrid between what they had before. It's brand new architecture, but it's still more iterative of what came before it. This new redesign, Big Navi, is from scratch. This is like brand new. meant to be in a giant die, meant to be your big powerhouse thing. This is what's going to be in the Xbox One X, and this is what's going to be in the PlayStation 5. And we'll get into those specs a little bit because there was a news drop on some of that today as well, officially from Microsoft. But basically the specs for that drop, and the specs are ridiculous if they are to be believed. Basically, this thing is a monster. The top of the stack card, the best graphics card for gaming you can buy right now, has 11 gigs of RAM, I do believe. I think these new consoles are going to have 16 gigs. 4 of that's probably going to be for the operating system, so like about 12 gigs of RAM. Your computer right now probably has about 8 to 16, your laptop or your computer, whatever you have at home. This graphics card supposedly is going to have 24 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
It's going to have over 5,000 graphics cores. The top end NVIDIA card you can buy right now has roughly about 3,000 graphics. It's a lot of big numbers, and it's kind of crazy, and nobody knows what to make of it because you can't buy it. It's not in your hand. So everybody's like, what the hell is this thing supposed to be? And this relates back to our podcast because the basis of this is what's going to be in the next consoles. So it's kind of hard for us computer nerds to kind of figure out how these consoles are going to run because we don't have nothing to test against and see what's really up. So that's kind of a big deal if you're looking forward to the new consoles, if you're a PC enthusiast and you're looking forward to the next cool big graphics card. They threw that out today. It kind of got leaked from a test bench thing and kind of got spread all over Twitter. And the thing with the leaks, whether it's movies, whether it's hardware, whether it's consoles, leaks seem to be pretty accurate these days. So yeah, that's it. Kind of a big deal if you're into graphics. If you like graphics in your games, this is kind of a big deal.
Nice.
This is also very cool. I'll just touch on this briefly. While you're in Japan, Japan today just introduced 10 gigabit speed internet. 10 gigabit speed internet.
Beg your pardon?
Basically, right now, leave it in the comments. Leave it on our Facebook page. Actually, we should create a post and just see what people have. I kind of want to see how far spread 1 gigabit internet is, because that's kind of a new thing over here. Basically, what that is if you had a DSL line, if you had a cable modem in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s, it was about 1 to 4 or 5 gigabits per second. That's gigabits. That's 1,000. Right, 1,000. Wait, 1 million bits per second, right? Isn't that a gigabit?
So how fast would it download like an 8 gigabyte game?
Basically, a 1 gigabit connection will download an 8 gigabit game in about 7 minutes, roughly. So what's that? Like 70 seconds? Yeah. Basically, it's crazy. The throughput on that thing is ridiculous. And they're offering it for $55 a month.
That is actually fucking ridiculous.
I'm paying $120 for 1 gigabit from Comcast right now, and they're offering 10 gigabits for $55. Basically, you could run every computer in your house. You could have a LAN party at your house, and no one will drop. You could run a tournament at your house all online at the same time, and it would laugh that off. That'd be nothing. You could download DVD movies in who even knows, a couple minutes. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. We were talking about Star Wars earlier. Some of you might have caught that conversation. Turns out EA canceled yet another Star Wars game.
Do you know what they're talking? What
This
game
is
it
the third game. It was going to be a spin-off to Battlefront. And the EA pulled the plug on it because it wasn't viable because loot boxes they couldn't. But they probably couldn't stack.
Star Wars.
They probably couldn't stack loot boxes in it, so they gave up on it. But this is the third Star Wars game that they canceled, one of which was a story-driven game written by the woman behind the Uncharted series. But no, they didn't want that, so they canceled that too. And also by canceling it, they closed Pandemic Studios, which is a legendary studio behind such games as what we got. What they make? They make Dead Space 3 and a couple other games. So they got canceled as a result of that. Thanks, EA. And this is also really quick. We talked about this game when it first came out, kind of kicked it when it was down, maybe talked about it a week or two afterwards, and just left it like most people that play the game left it after a couple weeks. Anthem. You guys remember Anthem? Remember Anthem? Remember Anthem? I remember Anthem. Well, this week is Anthem's 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, how's that game doing?
And the lobbies are empty. And they still have, as of a week ago when on the show I mentioned this, they still have the Christmas stuff up on the server from all the Christmas events. Stuff is still up. So
they really don't care about that game.
They really don't. Even though it was announced that they're gonna go back to the drawing board with it and re-release a 2.0 version of it that is actually complete and actually looks like the game that they promised.
Jeez.
So basically, they're going to do the whole roadmap at once. Probably is what they're going to do. So yeah, Anthem came and went. Today was its 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary, Anthem. We love you. We love
Better
you.
luck next time, I guess.
So yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Nice. I can actually fit the NEWSy bit I wrote.
What's up?
Really quick down below.
Yeah.
So a game released really early at the end.
yeah. I
At the
see it.
beginning of this month, called Granblue Fantasy Versus. It came out in Japan. For those who don't know, Granblue is actually a really big title in Japan. It's a gacha like mobile game that ended up being a fighting game, and it.
How does that happen?
What?
It was a gotcha game.
Yeah, it was a gacha game, and then it became a fighting game because all the characters just look really cool. So yeah, but the crazy thing about it is on its opening week, it outsold. Even on its opening 2 days, it outsold every fighting game that has ever been released.
Where's
in
my
Japan.
Clash of Clans fighting game?
So like it
Derek.
beat
Loudnbrown, where's it at?
It beat Tekken's opening day. It beat Street Fighter's opening day. It beat Dragon Ball's opening day. Like Granblue.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Granblue literally took.
It beat Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it beat Dragon
Wow.
Ball's opening day. So that's ridiculous. And I just wanted to point that out. And that's just in Japan. So I mean, I don't know how they're gonna make
That's
waves.
just in Japan.
Just in
it
Japan.
outsold Dragon Ball Fighter Z
Yeah.
worldwide just in Japan.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So I'm pretty excited to see what happens when the North American release drops on the 3rd and the European version shortly after
That's
that.
going to be real interesting because nobody over here knows what that is. Everybody over here knows what Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
is.
and
Wait,
everyone-
what version are you playing on right now?
What do you mean what version?
Wait, you said it doesn't drop until the 3rd?
Yeah, I'm playing the Japanese version. The Japanese
Wow.
version came out February 6th.
You
Oh,
playing
wow,
on,
wow,
The
wow.
North American version comes out on the 3rd of March.
You playing it on your
Wow.
PlayStation?
Yeah.
You just playing
I
it.
literally created a Japanese account
Yeah, I was about to say,
and bought a Japanese
just-
PSN card to download this
Yeah.
game.
Yikes.
The entire menu's in Japanese, so I don't understand fuck at all. But
It's fine.
But you know, like I understand the grasp of the game when I play it. So, but the crazy thing is, if you buy the Hong Kong version of that game, it's already got the localized. So like there's dubs and everything in it, English dubs and all that shit.
Nice.
So like I literally fucked up and didn't buy the Hong Kong version, even though it came out the same day. I was just impatient.
Free Hong Kong, liberation of our times.
Yes, please.
Look at what they did for me, and I didn't even appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it. But anyway, that's just a little bit right there. I think that's fucking crazy for something to outsell a big of a title as Dragon Ball.
That's pretty ridiculous. Worldwide, it outsold it in North America. I know that game sold like pretty well over here. Like
Yeah,
Dragon Ball.
It did. So I'm interested to see how the sales impacts once it comes out in actual English.
Who's the publisher for that?
Arxis?
Of course.
Hey.
Of course.
Of course, it's Arxis.
Those guys like have a deal with the devil or something.
They,
like everything
they
fucking
own fighting games.
everything
right
they
now.
fucking touch is like gold, man.
Yeah, as of right now.
Even their bad games are still like gold. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we're about to go into some interesting topics.
Yeah.
But we have a break. Is that right, Mr. Loudnbrown?
The breaks.
He's like, and the break's over.
No. Maniacs, if you're just tuning in for some reason right now, this has been Salt Tier episode 61. This is the video game podcast where your argument is
Banana cream pie.
banana cream pie. Thank you for joining us. We are co-sponsored by Voodoo Ranger. Beautiful beer. Right now on the table we got Avenger and we got Russ drinking.
We're sponsored by who?
Voodoo Ranger. Oh.
Ooh, that ASMR. Asthma.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. Please tell your friends this is all wholesome content.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
Bring your fucking kids. It's family friendly.
And if you haven't God damn it. If you haven't subscribed or liked, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and
SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Steam, all the places. Christian Mingle.
Christian
Yeah.
Mingle jacking it for J-Man.
I'm actually really
Big
curious
guy
to go listen
upstairs.
to those first 5 episodes and hear how ranky they are. I was
What
kind
are
of
you,
a dumb kid.
talking about? We sounded totally polished and professional.
Oh yeah, never
those-
mind. We were totally
in
right.
every podcast.
Yes, obviously. You know, the more beers we down, the more serious our opinions get.
Yes.
Don't you know?
And the more serious we get,
the more hot our
the
takes.
more video games movies happen.
Yes.
I actually am excited we're bringing this back up again from last week because there's other games I didn't get or other game movies I didn't get a chance to talk about.
We will get to that. And Sonic the Hedgehog, I've only seen about half of it, and I am fucking impressed. That movie is excellent so far.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with.
Did you see
tying
the
everything
Santa
in.
cameo?
Yes, I did see the Santa cameo. Spoilers for the very, 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 very beginning of the movie, but it shows Sonic as a youngin'. And I love that they base his design on the original Sonic design. He had the little round belly. He was short and squat. It showed him as a kid. And then later on, when you see Sonic, he's more of like the Smash Bros, like longer, leggier version.
There
of
was
it.
a little bit of controversy though.
With what? Of course
Sonic.
there is.
It's really minor, but
Are you talking
in
about the birds?
movie-
Are you talking about the Birds of Prey?
no, I'm
controversy?
saying
Okay.
in the movie, movie Robin, his arms are just normal.
In which one?
They're mesh. In when they introduced him, when they
Introduce who?
Sonic. When you first see him.
Yeah, in the movie. Sorry, not when they first did it, but his his arms aren't like they're normal. They're blue instead of tan. And in the games, his arms are tan.
Okay.
Some people are like,
I
hey.
was like, that's not a big of a deal.
That I'm not complaining
At least
about.
they didn't give him like the gremlin teeth.
At least
that
he
they
does,
had
yeah.
in
At least
the
he doesn't
first,
have like. At least he doesn't have like human teeth and human legs and like fingerless like
it
no
was
gloves.
it was a good movie. It was almost as good as the King of Fighters movie.
It's legit funny. Like honestly, legit funny. Jim Carrey fucking chews the scenery. It's classic Jim Carrey if you're into that. Which why the fuck are you not into?
It really
fucking
like
Jack
Jim
Black?
Carrey. That was probably one of Jim Carrey's best roles that he's come back to since.
That is a straight
like,
throwback
wow.
to like at his heyday, like Me, Myself, and Irene, and all that stuff.
Because like he also he did and continues to do in that movie like his signature thing, which is the way he makes his faces and the noises he makes. Like he trained for that.
like his little like asides when he's talking to people and he like looks away and
Yeah.
he's like just like talk at the camera. Yeah.
It's so good. Like it's just those subtle mannerisms that Jim Carrey has that makes him a really good actor.
Excellent movie. What's the guy's name? What's the cop's name? John. What's his guy's
John, I don't fucking know.
name? Yeah, he's been in quite a few movies. I had to smile when like they showed his wife and she was black. I was like, ha. Yeah, just what I've seen so far. I'm about halfway through it because I was cheating and watching it at work, so I didn't get to finish it. I'm gonna probably finish it tonight. What I saw, excellent. Loudnbrown, you finished it. So like your thoughts?
Good movie. Stayed on brand. It's a very digestible, rated PG movie.
Tell
for
me that intro didn't give you the feels though when it showed like the Sega logo and like the way that the word said it says an original film and it looked like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't hit me in the feels. I was
got
just
the
glad.
feels.
I was just glad. This is. Put it this way: if Detective Pikachu never existed, this would have blew me away a little bit more.
This looks better than it was. So what I've seen of it so far looks better than anything I saw in Detective Pikachu.
Okay, but I mean, just saying that someone came out and did something completely on brand, without a bunch of ambiguous assumptions.
So on brand, if you're wondering in the comments if they said Sega at the beginning, they did. It did say Sega at the very beginning. It was pretty dope.
Also, stay in your seat for the end credits, for crying out loud.
I will. I definitely got to see that. So Sonic is excellent. Go support it because that shows them that, hey, if you make a video game movie actually based on the fucking video game, you'll make money. And I put this in the same thing with 2008 with comic book movies. Batman Begins and Iron Man came out that year, and it proved, hey, if you make a comic book movie and respect the source material and respect the fans, people will come in droves and they'll love your movie. So I'm hoping I'm hoping this is the 2008 of comic book movies where we get Sonic and people are like, oh, if you make a video game movie and you make it like the game, people like it. Okay.
So, what video game movie do you want in the next 5 years?
Oh my gosh, so many. Can I get a Mass Effect
Name
movie?
3.
Can I get a Mass Effect movie? Can I get finally a fucking Halo movie?
Yeah, what the hell?
Can I get
BioShock?
There's so many. Nah, BioShock would make a good movie. I'm not really into BioShock, but that would make a good movie.
I'm actually waiting on that Monster Hunter movie that they've been working on.
Monster Hunter movie would be ridiculous if they made it like the games. It'd be awesome.
Well, Mila Jovovich is in it. So
No, have you seen it though? Have you
Like,
seen any of the behind the scenes stuff?
No.
It looks awful.
Does it?
Yeah, Megan Good's in it, and I like Megan Good, but it looks dumb.
But
It looks dumb.
you don't ruin me like this.
It looks dumb.
Man.
It doesn't look like what it's supposed to, which is weird because Resident Evil did a pretty good job of sort of sticking to the games like a little bit.
I want a real Street Fighter movie too.
Yes,
On top of that.
that'd be great. A real
The last real Street Fighter movie was Street Fighter the movie 1994 with Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Dude,
and
there's-
Kylie Minogue and Ming-Na Wen,
Yeah.
and Raul Julia.
Ming-Na Wen, what's up? But yeah, there's so many good movies. I mean, there's so many good games you can. It just goes on.
You can even make one out of Uncharted, even though Uncharted is kind of a movie within
They are
itself.
making an Uncharted
Oh, for
movie
real?
with Tom
Yeah, they
Holland.
are. Yeah,
with
they
Tom
are.
Holland, and it actually
Tom Holland.
Yes, and it
Tom
actually
Holland or Tom Hardy?
Tom Holland.
Holland?
And it
like
acts-
Spider-Man
yes.
Tom Holland?
Yes.
What?
No, dude's a solid actor. He's a really good actor.
also
To
what,
play
22
Nathan
now?
Drake?
Yes.
That's
No, I buy him. He's a really good
I
actor.
figure like Tom Hardy would have fit the role more because he's built like Nathan Drake. I don't know if Tom
he's busy.
Holland
He's
is
busy
built like-
filming Venom 2 right now,
Oh,
or about to be. But yeah, Tom Holland, I give him the benefit of the doubt. He's an excellent actor. So yeah,
Man, I kind of
but there's so many good games. Mass Effect, make excellent movie.
Mass Effect would make an awesome series. I don't think a movie. I think that'd be too much for a movie to
Well,
cover.
well, here's the thing: you wouldn't have to make it some big epic saga. You can make it just a story that takes place in that universe. And they can mention Shepard. You can hear things that happened in the games, but it could be its own separate side thing. You could be pirates. You could work for the Federation. You could be a freelancer. You could be another Spectre that happens after Shepard happens.
I know we're really tired of this, but I really hope they make like a Knights of the Old Republic kind of like series or movie.
Yes.
I think that would be awesome.
That's
But
probably what they're gonna do. I think there was supposed to be a big announcement from Star Wars like tomorrow about
We'll see.
about at least about the time period that their next movies.
I'm
are
not
gonna
gonna
take
keep
place
my hopes up. It's just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing I've been excited to look for. I'm gonna call it now. It probably won't be announced like anytime soon, but I'm gonna say for future reference is that I think they're gonna reboot Resident Evil as a movie series.
in. They totally should.
I think they're going to. I feel like they're going to, but they're actually going to do it and keep it more similar to the likeness of the characters and like the stories like of the actual games.
Yeah.
But
And the fact that they included so many in the previous Resident Evil movies, like them or not, the fact that they included so many characters from the games shows that they were paying attention to the lore. So if they decided to switch focus, make it a little bit more serious, they have a precedent of including all the characters and trying to put the stuff from the games into the movies. So yeah, if they took a different approach but kept that same attitude, yeah, that could be something really special.
and they tried. Did you ever watch the Tekken movie?
No, I
It
didn't
was-
watch that one.
First of all, it's awful. Don't
Yeah.
watch it. But I really wish like they would start doing fighting game movies justice because I feel like a lot of fighting game movies could be really good action flicks.
Yes.
Like I mean, like the first Mortal Kombat movie was a pretty good action flick for its time. It was like 1998, and like it did really well. Like,
Yeah.
And then Annihilation came out, and then that was just a shit show.
Up
But-
until Sonic, Mortal Kombat by default was the best video game movie.
no, what about Detective Pikachu?
To be honest, I didn't see that one.
That movie is fantastic, and that's a video game movie technically.
True. I didn't watch that.
I think Detective Pikachu was really good, and I think Sonic is right up there with Detective Pikachu in just good video game movies compared to the plethora of really shitty video game movies.
Hey,
like,
Yui Bowl, stay the fuck away from
like
fucking
Blood
video
Rain.
game movies.
You remember Blood Rain?
Yes, I
That was
remember-
directed by Yui Bowl.
I remember
House of the
Blood
Dead
Rain.
was directed by Yui Bowl.
I remember Blood.
Far Cry was directed by Yui Bowl.
How many Blood Rains were made though?
There's like 2 or 3.
Oh, the games,
No, the
the
movies.
movies, yeah.
There's like 2 of them. I was like, how did
How
you
many
get
of the
budget and approval to make a second one?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I did visit his restaurant in Canada.
Yui Bowl?
He has
He's a
in
restaurant. He's a
Canada?
restaurateur. A restaurateur.
Oh.
I forgot the name of it. Something House.
Was it German food?
Is it
It's German food.
Is it
Okay.
shitty movie house?
It's German vegan food and vegetarian food.
So like vegans? Oh, I guess sauerkraut.
He is a
vegan,
vegetarian, so it actually wasn't bad. It was fucking expensive, but we get the American discount because our dollar is slightly stronger.
Huh? Yes.
But still,
You
it was
weren't-
pretty expensive.
You weren't using that Canadian plastic money with
No.
the little window in it.
Hell no. I actually wish I did take some
Yo.
movie though.
To dial back to something that was talked about like over 10 minutes ago. Does It's Katarina play any Granblue?
She does. Yeah, she's been playing Fairy, which is one of the characters in it.
Yeah. Is she like, because I know she has a trouble, like, depending on the game, picking it up and like getting the rhythm of it, but is she more intuitive to this one than the other ones?
Yo. Sorry. So Sammy has been bringing some comments to my attention.
What up, Sammy? What
so
up?
on the topic of video game movies. Sorry, we've been ignoring the chat. Our apologies.
Yeah.
Sammy Rayner says he loves playing Japanese games and not having a single clue what's going on. I had to play Digimon Adventure on PSP through trial and error because it never got a Western release. This was probably when he was talking about when I was talking about Granblue being Japanese menus. And let me tell you, yeah, I'm navigating Japanese menus as well. I had to use the Reddit thread to pick through and understand like what each menu is because I can't speak or write Japanese at all. And he also dropped that this is one of his favorite podcasts to listen to besides his own. So,
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Sammy, since you're here, please drop us your information on your podcast. Yeah. We would definitely love to hear. I know I've seen you post about it, but please drop it here so I can actually take a look at it. And he also said Sonic was awesome.
Yes.
And I do agree. Like, I think a lot of us here are in agreement that Sonic is super fucking good.
I just have the craziest like gaming flashback. Those of you in chat, anyone here at the table, have you ever had to do this? Keep the boogie. We were playing a game back in like the 90s on your PC, and you wanted to like change the settings, but you would like fuck it up, and it would like black out your whole screen. How many of you? I had to do this with Windows as well, where you had to like write down the path to go back to some setting in the game if the screen didn't come on. So like if you screwed up something on your computer, you'd have to be like, before you screwed it up, you'd be like, okay, hit this button, push over to the left 3 times, hit enter, type this to go to like some command prompt. Like if you, I just remember trying to play like SimCity or like.
That sounds rough.
Yeah, I just remember trying to play like SimCity or something, and I was trying to like mess with the settings and like change the resolution and like hack some shit, and it would like fuck up like my whole desktop, and I'd have to like reboot my computer, but the screen would come back blank, so I'd have to be like Windows key, up, left, enter, XBJ, enter. I just remember doing that.
The fuck?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought about that when you were talking about like stumbling through menus and not knowing what the hell's going on.
So Sammy just dropped his podcast information. It is called Conspiracies and Cryptids. So, it's a conspiracy podcast?
Oh, shit.
Dude, I fuck with that.
Aliens,
I
man.
fuck with that. I
Aliens.
really fuck with that.
Magnets, how do they work?
So
Illuminati.
thank you for letting us know, Sammy. I'm going to hit
As
that
long
up
as he's not a flat
and
earther.
check
we're
it
good.
out. I hope it got... No. Sammy's cool than that.
Rest in
obviously.
peace to that Rocket Man who died. I posted that in chat.
Rocket Man.
Rip.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a 64-year-old flat earther guy that wanted to prove that the world was flat, so he took off in his steam-powered rocket, and he didn't make it.
Mr. Gavin Sakay McLean says writing in Japanese is satisfying, but I wish I could write in Japanese.
I could write a little
Did you
bit.
just write some in Japanese down there? Do you know what you wrote?
Katakana?
I said, it's in hiragana. So all it
Hiragana.
says is so desu ne, which means, oh, yes, I agree.
Tight.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is so.
I'm so sad I wasn't in Japan. I wanted to see you in Japan, Derek. I wanted to see you in your... That's basically your natural element over there. I'm surprised you didn't just disappear.
Natural element.
Yeah, seriously. I'm surprised you didn't disappear over there.
As a black Filipino,
Yes.
You can pass off
Yes.
in Japanese.
I watch Asian Boss and those other like YouTube channels with
Did you
like
say
people.
Asian?
Yeah, I did. I watch Asian Boss and those other like YouTube channels where they interview like
yeah,
people,
Asian boss is great.
yeah, where they interview like people of color and things like that over there. So yeah, I could totally see you over there.
No, I could disappear there for. I don't know if I could stay there for more than 6 months, but we'll see.
I'm still bent up on the topic of video game movies.
We could go on and that's a
King
whole
of Fighters, Tekken, Dead or Alive.
They made a
baby.
King of Fighters and a Dead or Alive.
The Dead or Alive was
movie.
good.
Are
It
you
was
sure
fun.
about that?
No. If you think about the lore of King of Fighters, Dead or Alive and how tongue-in-cheek it is, it's on brand. It's not taken as seriously as Tekken and Street Fighter. It's fun and it's kind of stupid, and so is the movie.
I would like to see a Doom movie that's filmed like Hardcore Henry.
You mean
Hardcore.
like the last 5 minutes of Doom?
No, yes,
But the whole movie.
I want to see pretty
the
much.
whole-
I want to see pretty
That
much.
That just looks like
Not the whole movie, but pretty much the whole
that
movie.
just sounds like motion sickness.
Yeah, it was. I threw up in Hardcore Henry.
Did you really?
I did right at the end.
Yo, I don't know if it's me getting like older as I progress, or just me not playing these
But in
games
all
in a long
fairness,
time.
I was drunk as fuck though, so that didn't help.
Yo, I don't know. So like I said, I don't know if this is me just getting older or me not playing the games for a while, but like me revisiting third-person shooters. For example, I booted up The Last of Us again, like 6 months ago, and I played the game for like 40 minutes and got sick, like motion sickness. And I don't know, this never happened before.
It's that cinematic 24 FPS.
Is it the motion blur that's fucking me up?
Yes, it's the motion blur.
Is it actually the motion blur?
Because you know what happens? Like, okay, I'll buy a third-person or whatever game I get on the PC. If it has motion blur, I instantly turn it off. And so I've gotten used to it and not having it on. But there's some games, like, occasionally, like, maybe I'll, like, turn it back on for laughs. Or I'll forget to turn it off. And I'll play it for, like, 4 seconds, and I can't do it. I'm like, turn this motion blur shit off. Like, I instantly go into settings and turn it off. So, yeah, I feel you. Motion blur is a pox.
Yeah, but, like, how did I develop this intolerance to motion blur.
Hashtag PC Master Race. That's why.
But
Because now you're used to turning it off. You probably turn it off when you play PC
now
games.
I have to turn it off.
Yeah.
Like otherwise I get sick. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me getting boomer or just me not.
No,
developing tolerance for it.
it's weird. Go to a friend's house who just pretty much games exclusively on a console and like they play shooters and stuff. And if they have a larger TV, just try to follow the action on the screen. And my eyes just like cross. I'm just like, there's a lot of shit going on in this game. Like this motion blur is killing me.
Yeah, so that makes sense though, because I would play like Counter-Strike Source or whatever, or Counter-Strike Go, and I'm fine.
Yeah, it's
Like,
fine. It's a high refresh rate, no motion blur.
Who decided that motion blur was a good idea?
It's a crutch. It's to hide how inaccurate the controllers are.
Yeah, disgusting. Dude.
Hopefully, in the next new systems, which we're going to discuss here in just a second, motion blur can. Oh, I swear to God, I hope it becomes a thing of the past. I hope they don't add it into the PS5 and into because it doesn't need it.
Because they're adding it for the cinematic experience.
Yeah, and plus, these systems don't need it. They add motion blur to hide the auto aim, and they add it to hide the low frame rate. But these new systems are going to be like at 60 and 120 FPS, and they're going to be extra accurate. So. I swear to God, there's an option in the new consoles to at least turn that shit off.
So I'm trying to keep track of these comments. So Mr. Gavin Sakay McLean chimes in again and says, if not motion blur, how would you use 4K and other video capabilities to enhance the gamer experience? Because video tech keeps pushing up. Like all this tech and solutions that seemingly swing and miss.
Good point, and I'll put it to you this way. You guys know all about anti-aliasing, how they fix the jaggies on things?
Yeah.
You know what that technology's for? That was before there was 1080p, before there was full HD. So you're running a game at like 640p, 480p, 720p, even 720p. Those little jaggies were present, so you needed anti-aliasing. At this point in time, games running at 1080p, games running at 1440, 4K, you don't need it because it's already high resolution enough where the edges are already smooth because there's more resolution. It'd be the same thing with motion blur. Motion blur popped up because there was lower frame rates, there was lower resolution, and you had to kind of hide and fudge auto aim a little bit. But now that you're going to have more accurate controllers, which we'll get to when we'll talk about this new system coming up, and now that you have higher refresh rates, now that people have more high definition televisions, you don't really need it anymore. It's the same thing with having your AA turned up to 16. You don't need that. If you have a brand new computer that can run games fine at 1080p, turn that shit down to like ×2. Where there's only like 2 layers being sampled instead of like a full 16. It's because you don't need that anymore. It's past the point of being needed, and motion blur is the same way at this point. Or at least it will be when these new consoles come out.
I learned something today.
So yeah. So that's what's going on with motion blur. Great question. So yeah.
Right on. So then, well, we're talking about it right now. So what did you just tell us about that?
I'll put it to you this way: play a game that you're used to playing on a console. Go play the PC version. Turn motion blur off and play it with your controller. It'll be night and day. And the next time you go back to the console, you'll be like GOON and I, and be like, what is this? Like,
it literally makes me sick.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was really upset, actually.
At this point, when these new consoles come out, it should be completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And if you got a PC and you play games on it, before you play one frame of the game, go to your settings, turn motion blur off. Not only will you get about 8 to 10 more frames per second, but you won't get sick.
Well, then, with that segue, just tell us about the new Xbox then.
So today, a lot of main specs for the new Xbox system got leaked, and you can also take these specs to apply to the PlayStation 4 because they're pretty much going to be neck and neck.
They're going to have to be identical.
They're pretty much
in order to compete with each other. They have to be identical.
Yeah, they're gonna pretty much be identical. They're pretty much going to operate the same. The performance is going to be based. We don't know because the graphics technology in it literally does not exist in the wild right now. There's no PC card you can plug in and see like, oh, okay, it might be like this if we mess with the set. There's nothing to compare it to. The technology that they've announced is in this is not even out released to the public yet, not even on the PC side, which is awesome territory to be in. It doesn't usually happen this way. This is cool. That means these new systems are going to push things forward, not like the previous generation.
Well, they want to compete with PCs, so that's what they're trying to do.
And they're fixing.
Why do you think the Series X looks like a fucking PC?
And they're fixing their mistakes with the last one because the last consoles were underpowered the day they came out. And it kind of held things back, and they kind of had to cheat and do little weird things to kind of get it to run smoothly. They're not doing that with these. That was me. They're not doing that with these, which is exciting and very curious where these new systems going to go as far as performance and stuff goes. But today, Microsoft officially in a blog statement and on Twitter released some of the specs for the new Xbox and some of the things that it does. And so basically, we'll just kind of buzz through these and what they mean to you as a gamer. So today, Phil Spencer and Xbox released in a blog, and like I said, on Twitter, and I also believe maybe on their Facebook page. I don't really know. These are some of the things that they're kind of walking through with the Xbox. There's going to be a custom-built SSD, which we all know is going to be probably the newest format, PCIe 4.0. All you need to know is that's the fastest hard drives that you can possibly buy right now. The access time on them is ridiculous. If you're running on a regular, traditional, spinny hard drive, it's night and day. It's already night and day if you move up to one of those to a SATA drive or to a M.2 drive, which is like the little strips that look like RAM. It's night and day moving to those, and these are going to be night and day compared to those. So that's cool. You got a quick resume for multiple games. If you currently have an Xbox, you know that you can like kind of freeze your progress in the game, go do something else, put your system into sleep mode, and when you come back, you can pretty much pick exactly from where you left off. I believe the PS4 does this as well.
It does.
And like we said, all these specs, whatever we say here, pretty much apply it to the PlayStation 5 as well. So quick resume from multiple games. So you can be playing through multiple games, pause them where they are, and pick right back up where you left off. Dynamic latency input. This is what I was talking about with the controllers. There's going to be technology built into these new systems that's going to eliminate some of the lag that you'll experience. That's another thing, too, with console players. You don't really realize that you are experiencing a shit ton of input lag. That's the time it takes you to make a movement, push a button, and that action displays on screen.
Yeah,
because you're playing it over Bluetooth, which has a lot of lag. It's not really made for that.
In the fighting game community, when we talk about PS4s, we always tell people to play PC fighting games because of the fact that there's not as much input lag.
Yes. If you're playing like competitive games, anything Twitch related, not Twitch the platform, but anything where you need your quick reflexes, like a shooting game or a space game, space flight game, a flight game, anything like that, you're going to want to hardwire your controller, plug it straight in. Don't rely on the Wi-Fi or the wireless functionality for it. So there is technology built into this new Xbox that counters that. HDMI 2.1, which is very important. This is kind of becoming the standard on TVs now as more and more newer TVs come out. But basically, this supports up to 8K 60 FPS. This supports HDR. This supports high refresh rates. These new consoles are going to come with this built in, so they're kind of quote-unquote future-proof that way. It says auto-low latency mode. I don't know what that is. Variable refresh rate. This is pretty awesome. Basically, what this does is, if you're familiar with the terms G-Sync or FreeSync, these are two technologies from both NVIDIA and AMD, respectively. What this does is, whatever performance your graphics card is outputting, your monitor will match that. So at no point while you're playing will you get the screen tearing, will you get frames per second hits because your monitor is trying to keep up with your graphics card and vice versa. It just pretty much smooths your game out. It locks it to a nice stable frame rate, and it makes the whole overall experience much cooler. I've been playing with this at home for 6 or 8 months now. It makes a huge difference.
Is there anything about backwards compatibility though?
There's definitely a thing about backwards compatibility. Great question. One last point before I get to that. They're also announcing up to 120 FPS support, which sounds fucking amazing. Bring it on, consoles. I would love to see 120 FPS, even though I'm PC snob and it's 144 bust. But 120 in a console, I would definitely take that. And all of you out there that are like, oh, my games are fine and they run smooth. No. Just wait till you play something at 120 or 144. It will change your life as a gamer. It's night and day. It's night and day. So you guys heard me on this podcast. Loudnbrown's heard me on this podcast, arguing back and forth about frame rates. And I'm like, 60. It's got to be 60. It's got to be 120. It's got to be 144 these days.
Because the eyes can definitely catch that.
Yes. Past 24 frames a second. So this is good. And you were talking about
backwards compatibility?
Yes. This is what they brought up. The new Xbox will be fully compatible, backwards compatible, going all the way back to the original Xbox, which is what the current system has, as well as... So basically, what's going to happen is you buy... Say right now you have an Xbox, or you have a 360, or you have the original Xbox. Games you're playing on there, when you buy this new Xbox, you'll still be able to play on there, and you'll still be able to have all your progress. And they've also said how even older games will be able to benefit from this new hardware. They'll run smoother, they'll look better, and the developers won't have to do anything to make this happen. So in theory, any of your old games you've played on any Xbox will run on this machine. Pretty much what they have up until now.
Is that confirmed though?
Yes. Xbox himself said that today. Phil Spencer actually said that today in the blog post.
You can play every single Xbox console game.
Yes,
like
it's
on the Series X.
Yeah, they pretty much have that right now on their current one. So everything that you're used to playing right now.
But like,
on your
I'm
Xbox-
saying, like, can you like put like an Xbox disc in a Series X and it'll play it?
Yes, because that's how it works now. Like if you have an original Xbox game and you put it in your Xbox One right now, if that game is supported with their backwards compatibility, it'll just update it and you'll just be able to play that game. Well, you don't even need the disc after you put it in the first time. It'll just register, oh, you own this disc. It'll add it to your library. It'll download the update, and you can just play it.
I wonder if PS5 is going to do the same.
They definitely are going to do the same. And I've said this on the show before. This is going to be something you're going to see. This is going to be the generation where you're not going to see. Okay, say you go to GameStop now. Who goes? Say you go to whatever game store you go to now, and on the shelves you'll see Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. Past this point, you're not going to see that division anymore. It's just going to say PlayStation. It's just going to say Xbox.
So I wonder if game companies are going to start buying old games then, like rebuying old games.
You mean like the actual physical copies?
Yeah.
Of what the ones that are floating around, I doubt it because there's a lot of them floating around. I don't think they could buy up all the physical copies even if they wanted to. And you're going to have your collectors and people like us that are going to probably want to pick up physical copies. So that's a lot of stuff to take in. And pretty much like I've said a couple of times, whatever they're saying here also apply to the PS5 because they're going to follow suit as well. And actually Microsoft and Sony are working together on the back.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
They're working together on the back end of it. I think it's very smart on Sony. Sony finally threw in a towel and they're like, yo, you know what? We can't code for shit. We can't do the background stuff and anything
I
for
need
shit.
an adult.
Yes. So they went to Microsoft like, hey, you guys are killing it with the cloud services. You're killing it with the live services. You're killing it with the backwards compatibility. Help us with that, and we'll help you guys be sexy. Because Sony's got the sexy department sewn up as far as consoles go, and Microsoft's got the tech and the money. Sony doesn't have the money. So I think it's a win-win. It's a win-win for everyone as a gamer. Even if you don't game on consoles, if you're just on PC, if you're just on Switch, overall it's a win for everyone. Because the better that those two do, the better it's going to trickle down and spread around and push the other companies to go forward. So it's good for everyone if you're a gamer. So
Nice.
You want Xbox to succeed, you want PlayStation to succeed, you want the Switch, you want the PC. You want all of them to be doing well because it benefits everyone. So,
Nice.
yeah. So, yeah. New Xbox specs. I'm excited.
Well, I actually think that about does it for the night.
Yeah.
You good?
Oh, one quick thing. The GPU in this thing is confirmed at 12 teraflops. That's a super high end.
What is a teraflop?
A teraflop is a measurement of how many triangles a graphics processor can rasterize. Rasterization is just it's the technology that makes things look 3D. When you're playing your Uncharted and you're standing here and you shoot your bullet off into the distance, that's really drawn in 2D. That's drawn like a comic strip. But they take that information and they kind of tricks with it and kind of fuck with it to kind of make it look like it has the illusion of depth and the bullets are flying off and they're hitting the guy in the distance. A teraflop is a measurement of how many of those little triangles that make up those characters, that make up the bullet that you shot, that make up the box of the bad guys hiding behind. That's a measure of how many of millions of those it can draw per cycle.
Or in Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. So, as a point of reference, the original Xbox One, when it came out, was about 1.6 teraflops per second. The PlayStation 4, when it came out, was about 2.1. The One X right now is the most powerful system on the market console you can buy. It's 6. It's 6.
Oh,
So this thing's double what that is. What's up?
so Gavin comes back and says, this is probably in relation to what we spoke about with the Xbox Series X.
What's up?
He says he really likes the merge trend going on with new consoles. Also, this vision that game companies, especially with Agile becoming the industry standard, would we see the dot releases going away in the future? Dot releases to be replaced by numbered releases?
As far as, like, updates to games?
I'm not sure.
Dots releases? What you mean, Gavin? Dot releases as compared to number releases? As far as, like, systems, you mean? So, like, say the PlayStation 5 comes out. The next system that comes out, is he asking, is that just going to be PlayStation? Or is it going to be PlayStation 6 or PlayStation... Oh, you mean like the Pro and the One X. That's probably what he means.
I think that's what he's talking about.
You will definitely see refreshes much more often now. The Pro and the One X, that's how it's going to be. So your PS5 that everyone's looking forward to, I promise you within 3 to 4 years there's going to be a PS5 Pro. and then there'll be a 6, and then there'll be a 6 Pro, and then there'll be a, or do that, or they'll just
That's
keep it
just
going.
the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep, that's just how it's gonna all come together.
Damn.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we have for today.
Exciting times.
Look at us.
We
Look at
done
us.
did it.
We done did it.
We did.
Thank you guys.
I barely made it.
Thank you guys so much for listening in. Again, we are Salt Tier Podcast's episode 61.
61.
8 episodes away.
8 episodes away from the banger episode.
Nice.
Be sure to tune in for that.
We'll be reviewing all anime hentai porn games.
Yes.
All
Yikes.
of them. Actually, I'd be totally down for
Melty
Me
blood.
too.
Melty blood.
Actually, I installed some on our salt tier
like honey
stream
pop.
right here.
Play some honey pop.
Yeah.
But as always, please check out our podcast and our podcast group. It's not just us.
I
We
need
have
to I need to install Space Waifu Shooter.
Jesus.
No,
All right.
you laughed. That's an actual game.
It is. All right, Maniacs. Not only are we a omnipotent video game podcast from Soundcasting Network, where your argument is
invalid.
thank you. We are also part of Soundcasting Network, which has How to Be a Better Drinker, Grill How Long Steak Mister, The Glow Up, so many other cool podcasts. Please scope them out. That is soundcastingnetwork.com or net. Keithy?
Soundcastingnetwork.com.
Com.
Yeah.
Soundcastingnetwork.com. Thank you very much.
Fucking 10-cent operation, you think?
We're not sponsored by Squarespace. What are you
But
talking
Maniacs, if you want to follow us, we are on.
Network.jpg.
Yeah, we are on.
Couldn't afford a website. We just got a picture.
about? We're on GeoCities and 4chan. Hit us up.
Maniacs, if you're trying to follow Salt Tier Podcast, that is going to be Instagram, Facebook at Instagram and Twitter is Salt_Tier Pod. Facebook is like all the other ones is just Salt Tier Podcast. We are on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud,
Classmates.
Classmates.
Goodness, subscribe, like, share, let everybody know that we're all about. And also make sure you know how this is made to happen. We got Voodoo Ranger.
Thank you, Voodoo. And
Getting
thank
us
you,
lit.
Lauren.
Yeah, and before I do a big send off, I'm gonna head to you for a second. So this has been Loudnbrown. Please play games with friends. If you can, go out in public and do things with new people and make more friends. And it's a community. It's a really good thing. And to my right, I have.
You.
Oh, get the Savorings. ... You got to say the whole thing. Hit me up on the Steam group. Hit me up. If you want to add our actual profile, our actual Steam profile, we are just Saltier Podcast on there. You recognize us by all that. I ain't got no words, man. Like, if you're gonna watch movies, finish them. Don't start movies at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so watch all of Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, the greatest Star Wars movie. What? It's a good Star War.
Anyway, hit
You're
us
telling
up.
me a star fought this war?
Yeah, Star
Yeah.
Fox War.
Yeah, it's a forced dyad. So that's all I got. Hit us up on the Steam group if you want a chance to win some free games, because we got games to give away, and these are no chintzy shits. These are some good shits. We got BattleTech, we got City Skylines, we got some good shit. Yeah, and holla.
And to my left, we have the T.O. creator and, I don't know, the granddaddy of Bonus Round. And let me tell us what's going on with Bonus Round.
What's up, guys? It's GOON. Wow, it's GOON PNW here.
Oh, it's GOON.
It's GOON PNW
Voodoo
now.
Ranger.
GOON EU.
Voodoo
EU GOON.
Ranger. As I pick up the
Beesh.
empty can.
Be sure to check out Bonus Round this coming Saturday for Granblue Fantasy Versus. We have just been approved as a Daredevil event for Arxis Games. So
Do you understand how crazy it is?
if
So,
you guys want to win some points,
can you
compete-
explain to the Maniacs
Yes.
why Daredevil is such a big deal?
Honestly, I was gonna say that because I know you guys are making, but I don't know what's
So
up.
a Daredevil. So there's a world tour and a circuit for Granblue Fantasy Versus and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which is the two Arxis games currently.
Cross
on-
tag battle has its own thing. How the
Yeah,
fuck do you
it's a
even get to
circuit.
the menu?
Yeah. Hey.
How the fuck do you even
Hey.
get? You mean fucking Pixel Fighter?
Yep.
Okay.
So basically, what that means is that when you compete in these events, you get points, and then those points are accumulated throughout the season. And the more points you have, the more chances you have to compete in the World Championships at the end of the year.
So this is officially going to be like towards their World
Yes.
Championship. We're going to be a leg on the tour.
I wouldn't say a leg on the tour because there's two different events. There's just like an actual ArcSys event where they have like a major, like you go to like a 500-man tournament.
Yeah.
Like they'll have the most points there. We're a Daredevil event, so that means that we're a smaller event, but you'll still be able to get points if you stop by.
Okay.
I know. Does Tekken World Tour or Capcom Pro Tour do things like this?
And shout out
Tekken
to
World Tour
ArcSys.
does, yes.
Oh, what is the Tekken World Tour equivalent?
It's just TWT.
And they just allow points
So
to smaller events?
They do, so long as you fit a quota. But we would have fit the quota last month for our Tekken event, but the TWT at that point was over. So the new season's starting soon.
Oh, so maybe we can do that too.
Are we going to make it next month?
Let's find out.
So
There's only one way to find out.
That'd be dope.
Shit!
That's money, man.
Well, Maniacs, that was episode 61. Holy crap. I apologize. I am a little
Lit?
oddly. No. I'm still like moderately jet lagged. This
Lit.
is like not Philippines or Japan time. And I've been falling asleep at the weirdest times of the night. I stayed up. My first night back, I stayed up till 6 a.m. I was just looking at my laptop going, hello? I'm done with the day. And so,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
never touch the stuff, man. I don't hit the slopes.
That sounds like a cocaine binge.
No. It's definitely.
Am I right, Key the Boogie? Am I right, Key the Boogie?
No.
And also, a little bummed that I didn't get to go to Tokyo to like Akihabara and go to like a proper arcade. I was stuck in Osaka the whole time. So big bummer.
Hit up our Patreon so we can try to go over there and film that.
Yeah, and also, please share.
We do have a Patreon.
Yeah, share, like, and talk about our podcast because we're trying to get this thing global. We got PAX to worry about. We have
Salttier Podcast at Patreon.
GDC. We have all these gaming events and also our beautiful producer, Super Boogie.
And you guys listening, I gotta say we're like borderline legit. Like help push us over the edge. Like
Yeah,
we're
help
almost
us
there.
push over the edge. Excuse me. Even at South by
12th man, help us out.
Yeah, people are talking about how this podcast group is moving, and we're just trying to make it to the point where we can give you more content, give you more stuff to talk about, be able for you to go and engage. And Bonus Round is the best example of that because you see us in person. We're doing stuff in the flesh.
Yes, we are.
That said, thank you so very kindly for listening to us and being here today, the 24th of February,
Wow.
2020.
Yay.
Episode 9 is the best Star Wars movie. This has been
Go see Sonic.
This has been a production of the Soundcasting Network. Thank you to Voodoo Ranger.
Hit us up on Steam.
Hit us up on Steam. Thank you very kindly. Smoke trees.
Day.
Every day. Bye.
Do this. Oh, man.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
I can't believe you don't do reefer.
I don't.